Sensei come a long way in just a short while. And in particular, your Iniminage, it's supposed to be the second hardest technique in all of Aikido. And for just having trained as little as you did, it was just, had a lot of Aikido elements in it. It was really nice. I don't know if everybody else noticed or not. Not an easy technique to even get a concept of what it's about. And you had a lot of things in there, so way to go. And it's on, man. Whose Rondori was that? you become miles and just keep being consistent. I think Ed's a perfect example. When he came to Aikido, it wasn't like the first physical thing he'd ever done in his life, but maybe. But anyway, he's been very consistent, just and continues to train, and as a result, every so many months, his Aikido bumps up. And so, I think it was George Ledyard wrote a book, and he talked about everybody he'd seen in Aikido, and he said from the most physical guy to the nerdiest nerd, everybody stuck with it. They all eventually got it. So we may not learn it as fast as we're not physically gifted, but it's there. Just keep coming. But way to go! It's really impressive. Come a long way. And then Setsan, a lot of incredible Aikido in there. I mean, it's funny we talk about this stuff because you'll see people very high ranking that don't have a clue what a lot of you guys are doing already. And we take that for granted because we work on it every day. But you go to another dojo and you may not see any connection whatsoever. And if Daryl here, he can even tell you, his teacher told him, you worry about that stuff later. Right now we're just going to learn to move and thrash people. But then you build in all this element of ego into your technique, and the technique being this physical thing, and then all of a sudden you go, okay, well now we're going to try to go more onto an energy level, and it's like, that's all smoke and mirrors. Nobody does that stuff. I want to smack my partner around. It's very difficult to do 5 years of physical Aikido in a shift, because it's just a complete change in how we think. So we start early, and as a result, we may lag a little bit behind on physical understanding of exactly how to move our feet, or exactly how to step. But there's always this movement according to a partner. And so later on, when all that stuff comes back together again, and way down the road, at least that's what I've been seeing. You guys, awesome job. There was a lot of little stuff, but we'll just keep working on that. The technique-wise, like on your Rondori, that'll come, but I see you trying to allow their energy to come in and not to push. And so right now we're just not projecting quite far enough out in front. And so it falls apart. And then, and then Rondori, you make a mental mistake. You have two guys, and he's here, and I turn here, and then, it all falls apart. You get one mental error, and it all falls apart. So what the most important thing is no matter what happens, don't give up. Just continue. Try to blend. Blend and move. Doesn't matter what happens after that, because that's the exercise. Keeping your energy down and not giving in. Right? Continue to work. But great job. Awesome test. Please thank your partners. Good. Sensei! Sensei! Sensei!